Manchester City out of the FA Cup. Chelsea held at home this afternoon, and in just a few moments to Deepdale for Preston against Liverpool. But before that, it is competition time. What better way to see out the month of January than with a good sports book, or several? Crashed and Burned by Tommy Byrne won the 2008 William Hill Irish Sports Book of the Year award, and we have 2 sets of all 23 books which were nominated for the award to give away. Our question relates to the 2001 FA Cup final at the Millennium Stadium. Liverpool hit back from a goal down that day to beat Arsenal 2-1 thanks to a late winner from Michael Owen. We want to know who was Liverpool's non-playing club captain at that 2001 FA Cup final. As you can see, he actually lifted the trophy along with Robbie Fowler. Was it A, John Arnorisa, B, Jamie Redknapp, or C, Nick Barmby? To enter, please text the word sport plus your answer, A, B or C, along with your name, to 53307. Texts cost 60 cents to enter. The lines close at midnight tonight, and we'll announce the 2 winners ahead of the Southampton-Manchester United FA Cup tie tomorrow afternoon, which of course you can also see live right here on Setanta, Ireland. And good luck to you. Now to Preston Liverpool, though. Here's Rafa Benitez, and surprise, surprise, the #1 subject on the eve of this game was his captain.
I think it was okay. He was training normally. I say in a statement that I was talking with him. I was talking with the lawyer, so I was supporting him 100%. And the best thing for us is focus on football. He's training really well, and he will play tomorrow.
Are you worried about the situation, the fact that it might drag on for a few weeks?
No. I think that because he's a professional and very, very good professional, he will be just thinking about football. Hopefully he will score some goals. He will play as well as he was playing before, and everybody will be talking just about the game.
And you mentioned your support to him, just finally on the issue. How much support have the other staff at the Liverpool Football Club been giving him?
I think that everybody has been supporting him because we know what's going on, and it's clear that, okay, it was a special situation, but we have to support him because we trust him.
Brian, any surprise for you that Steven Gerrard will start for Liverpool?
No, not at all. I think it is the right way for him to go about things initially. And Benitez said there, he needs to be playing, needs to be scoring, needs to be playing well. You know, there might be a problem or two if he doesn't play very well and doesn't score. I think people will have a little bit of a, you know, might make, I can't say a mountain out of a molehill because we don't know, but there is, the best thing for him to do is play.
Well, it's quite sad that after such a mesmerising individual performance against Newcastle that he spoilt it. And, you know, people make excuses for Steven Gerrard because he's a good player and he's indispensable. People say he was in the wrong, place at the wrong time, but it was his choice to be in the wrong place.
We can't get into the rights or wrongs of that for obvious reasons.
Well, I think Benitez will exploit it because, that relationship between himself and Gerrard hasn't always been. Now Gerrard has to rely on the support of Benitez. It could actually, perversely, be good for Liverpool.
Will Liverpool come through this one today?
I think this is going to be tricky. I really expected Everton to go through without any problems. It's going to be really, really interesting. They're not glamorous, Preston, but, they're 7th in the Championship. They're looking to get into that playoffs, and Alan Irvin's done a steady job there.
What can you tell us about Preston, Brian?
Well, yeah, they're being led by a man who obviously has done a lot of his work around the Liverpool area for the opposition. So I think he will love very much to do this. And I have no doubt David Moyes and others have been on the phone wishing him all the best. I think he'll give it everything he's got and he'll have his players wound up. I just think at the moment, Liverpool are very much on song, and it could be a game again where on the counter-attack they cause Preston a problem or two.
Just one final reminder already today, Nottingham Forest have struck a very big blow for the Championship. They've knocked out Manchester City, and how Preston would love to share the back page headlines with Forest tomorrow. For commentary on this one, it's former Liverpool star David Fairclough, and first Des Curran.
Well, this time last year, Preston were booking their place in the FA Cup 4th round with a 1-0 win here against Scunthorpe in front of just over 4,500 fans. Today, as you can see, a far different story. Deepdale packed to the rafters, a capacity of just under 23,500 for the club's biggest game since their playoff final defeat to West Ham in 2005. The travelling Liverpool supporters are in the Bill Shankly Cup today. Well, they know just how perilous a cup tie in these parts can be. 3 years ago, just 25 miles from here, that Jimmy Traore own goal at Turf Moor saw them dumped out of the FA Cup at this stage by Burnley. So what does fate hold for Rafa Benitez Premier League leaders today? A fantastic atmosphere, a typical FA Cup atmosphere. As we check on the teams, 3 changes for the Preston 11 from the 1-1 draw at Barnsley. Chris Sedgwick in for Barry Nicholson, and up front Neil Mellor and John Parkin for Chris Brown and Stephen Elliott. Goalkeeper Andy Lonergan, Irish defender Sean St Ledger and captain Paul McKenna maintain their ever-present records this season. Rafa Benitez, his big decision this week surrounded his skipper. Steven Gerrard does start after his arrest in the early hours of Monday morning. Elsewhere, Robbie Keane is recalled up front. Alonso and Riera also back in after the emphatic win at Newcastle. And there's an FA Cup debut for Diego Cavalieri, who makes just his 4th Liverpool appearance. Torres and Skirtle on the bench, no Dirk Kuyt in the matchday 18. David, a terrific atmosphere. The Preston supporters hope and expect, but can the players deliver?
Well, certainly they'll have their work cut out, but it's the 3rd round of the FA Cup and anything can happen. It's a fantastic atmosphere, and these are the type of ties that players from the Championship and below want to be involved with, so certainly they are going to try and pull off a surprise.
Well, our understanding was Rafa Benitez wouldn't be in the dugout area, but it looks like he might have changed his mind, or perhaps just taking the opportunity to pass on some last-minute instructions to Sammy Lee. But Preston and Liverpool, clubs linked by the great Bill Shankly. Preston 2-time FA Cup winners in 1938 with the great man in their side. But all the attention, not surprisingly, has been on Steven Gerrard after a turbulent week off the pitch. He's a court appearance coming up in 3 weeks' time, but the manager happy that mentally he's right to play. And given his recent form, every Liverpool fan would want him out there. And Liverpool supporters will remember kindly this man, Neil Mellor, 6 goals in 21 appearances for the senior side at Anfield, including those memorable ones against Arsenal and Olympiacos. Could a former Liverpool man come back to haunt the in-form Premier League leaders today? Mellor with a big role to play. He's been recalled. There have been doubts about his fitness, and he has had a bit of a hip problem of late. But obviously the manager, Alan Irvine, David, believes that he could be the man for him today.
Well, he'd be ever so keen to play in this one today, and these are perhaps the games that, you know, guys want to be involved. If you've spent so long with a club previously, then it's sort of a dream come true to come up against them, pit your wits against them in something like the FA Cup. Neil Mellor, I'm sure, will want to put one over on Liverpool.
Well, it's Liverpool's 400th game in the FA Cup, and they arrive, as we said, off the back of that 5-1 thumping of Newcastle. But Preston have rediscovered their early season form. Alan Irvine's side have won their last 5 league games here at Deepdale, conceding just once in the process. And they've reached the 5th round of this competition for the last 3 seasons running, knocked out in cruel fashion by the eventual winners Portsmouth last season, when they had a penalty saved by David James and a Darren Carter own goal in injury time saw them out. And without doubt, Preston look dangerous opponents for Rafa Benitez's side this evening. Pitch in good condition, they've been looking after it all week. They've even had the dome in to blow some hot air onto it, just in case there was the danger of the freeze. But we're all ready to go here. The referee will be Martin Atkinson. We've already had some upsets today, most notably Manchester City crashing out. What pressure will that put on Mark Hughes now? But can Alan Irvine, the former Everton assistant manager, the former Everton player, lead his side and inspire his side to a massive victory today? Liverpool will certainly start favourites. They're the form side. Agger out from the middle to deal with that. But interesting that Sami Hyypiä has been retained in central defence. They might need him with 6'4" John Parkin up alongside Mellor. And that's in towards Parkin. And the Liverpool defensive line stood up, and Parkin offside.
Hyypiä has been in great form, so thoroughly warrants his place in the side, and also he gives Liverpool a real attacking presence from corners and free kicks. So it would have been unfair for him to miss out. But Rafa's showing that he's got confidence at the moment in this back line, and he's very keen to keep them together.
It's interesting that, as David has just pointed out, the back four is the same as at Newcastle. He may have changed the goalkeeper, but Rafa Benitez not taking too many chances with this one. He knows away from home, a local northwest derby, just 37 miles between the clubs. But this is a tricky assignment. You compare it to the side that Liverpool put out when they crashed out to Burnley 3 years ago, a side that included the likes of David Raven and Zach Whitbread, Antonio Nunes, John Welsh. All very much fringe players, young players. But Benitez has opted for experience.
Rafa Benitez certainly found out to his cost how much the FA Cup meant to the fans with that the side that he put out against Burnley. He's never really made the same mistake since, although he did weaken Liverpool a little bit by leaving Gerrard and Torres out for the Barnsley game last year. Generally, he's taken the FA Cup pretty seriously.
Now, Brian Howard's name still might resonate for all the wrong reasons around Anfield. It was his late goal that saw Barnsley put Liverpool out. It's 6 times since their '92 Cup triumph of Liverpool been knocked out by a team from the Championship. And here is Parkin, strong and muscular, seen off by a combination of Insua and Agger. Forward by the captain McKenna. Nice turn inside. Here's Jones getting forward from full back. Could be a tester for Cavalieri. Did it touch Carragher? And he said it had already gone behind, and the officials agree.
Nervy moment, but interesting game for Cavalieri, because he's had mixed fortunes really when he's had to come in. He stepped in for the Carling Cup games, and whilst he's performed not so bad, he has had moments of a little bit of anxiety, and you know, this is a little bit of a test for him particularly.
Here's Ryan Babel starting again on the right, stabs it forward for Keane. Gerrard on the penalty spot, but he's coming to join him now. Riera, Jones tracking him all the way, and former crewman. That's the better of the first battle between those two. Jones, who loves to get forward from right back as well. Liverpool will be looking to get on the ball as much as possible in the opening minutes, just to take the sting out of Preston. Insua starting for the 4th consecutive game. Fabio Aurelio back on the bench for Liverpool today. As Hupia goes a little more direct this time, away by Callum Davidson. Here's Chaplow and Sedgwick. One made from midfield. Was that a foul by Agger? A little nudge on McKenna.
A naive challenge by Agger, I think. One perhaps he really didn't have to make, because I don't think McKenna was really racing away from anybody. But he made it a fairly obvious offence. An easy decision for the referee.
And it's a good distance out, but McKenna is there. And so too Ross Wallace, the on loan Sunderland man. Scored on Sunday against Barnsley, has scored from free kicks this season, and Cavalieri very animated on his goal line. Can Preston test him from here? It is going to be Wallace, who cracks it with his left foot, and Cavalieri forced into the first save of the game.
It's not a bad stop by Cavalieri, and exactly the type of thing you would want to see from a Preston point of view. Test a goalkeeper. Okay, it was going just a little bit wide of the post, but Cavalieri wasn't to know that from his angle. Certainly you want to try and unsettle a goalkeeper who's not playing that often.
And as you'd have seen, Yuval Mawene right there, up from centre half, and it's dropped in towards Mawene, who got the header, surrounded by 3 or 4 red shirts.
Carragher not happy about the marking at the near post. 3 Liverpool shirts in there, and yet Mawene gets his head to the ball.
Well, they will have a physical presence at set pieces. Mawene, Sean St. Ledger, particularly John Parkin. And a decent start from the home side. Flick from Gerrard. Here's Riera into the captain again. Robbie Keane. And Insua getting forward, but not quickly enough. And the clearance is by Mawene.
Can't really have an argument there. John Parkin. You don't often see that many players that size these days playing in league football. He's a beast of a man.
And fittingly, that is his nickname, the Beast, John Parkin. Took a while to get going after coming in from Stoke. 16 games it took to score his first goal, but now 3 in his last 5. Preston have won all 3 of those games. It's a nice little ball from Chaplow. Mellor, McKenna, on to Wallace, and now Davidson. Taking on Babel, wrapping that left foot around it in towards Parkin, a little too much on it, away by Insua. Back in by McKenna, met by the Argentinian once more. And Mwene took a gamble, stepping out. Here's Gerrard. Waits for Riera. Faced by 2 and seen off. Miller's first significant involvement. McKenna, now in his 12th season at Preston. Wallace looking right to Sedgwick. Back in the side tonight with perhaps his flair, getting the nod ahead of the work rate of Barry Nicholson on the right. Look forward again by McKenna. Header for Maguire. Then by Mascherano, and Preston have this throw in deep in Liverpool territory.
Little edgy piece of play by Liverpool there. I thought maybe Cavalieri could have given Agger a strong call there, had the ball back, instead put Agger in 2 minds, and Liverpool were under pressure.
And Billy Jones to take. Sedgwick battling with Mascherano and Insua. Wallace's delivery first time was met by Mwene. Dupuy has been detailed to Mark Parkin. Signal given by Wallace. Again towards that near post. Good header away by Gerrard. Chance for Sedgwick to cross, it's a poor one. And Sua happy to take a touch. Chaplow. He really is the one who likes to get on it, pass it. Knocked off it that time by Alonso. And now Carragher starting for the 3rd consecutive game at right back. Babel. Alonso. Looking for Babel in behind. Mistake initially by Davidson, sent Ledger out to deal with Babel. Now Alonso. Little triangles from Liverpool now. Babel tees up Alonso to cross. Can't beat the first man though. With Alonso again. Carragher over the head of Gerrard, away by Sedgwick. Picked up by Riera. Liverpool's best phase of the game so far. Gerrard turning inside and away from McKenna, looking for Keane, away by St. Ledger. Mascherano forward, no flag against Babel. Keane is in the middle. He couldn't pick him out though. And Riera won't get there. Good opportunity that, but not the best of crosses from Ryan Babel.
No, it wasn't. It was a good ball forward by Mascherano. Right idea, just to get in behind the Preston back line. Babel a little bit too heavy on his contact. Really, a wasted opportunity.
And starting a game, Ryan Babel, for just the 8th time this season. Andy Lonergan has seen far more than that. He's 29th ever present, along with the captain McKenna and Sean St. Ledger. Kick from Mellor, but no one in wide ahead of him. And Cavalieri put his left boot through that. Insua. Down the line for Keane, Mwene with him. Riera waited to see where Cedric was, then he eased away from him. Avisi wasn't there, still with Riera, pulls it back to Keane. And from 6 yards he couldn't convert.
I think he has to score there. It's great play by Riera. Nice little run, again, just puts the ball into space, gets behind the back line, good, perfect ball back. Keane must have been expecting that cross because Riera had nowhere else to go. It's a poor effort.
Well, Robbie Keane really should have made it 3 goals in his last 3 appearances there. Great set-up play from Riera. You think back to years of old and FA Cup third-round ties at this time of the year when pitches were in desperate condition. Liverpool are enjoying passing it around on this slick Deepdale surface. Here's Gerrard on the turn. Oh, he hit it well, struck it really well, and Lonergan needed 2 attempts to hold it.
Typical Steven Gerrard piece of action. No hesitation taking the shot on, certainly from that range anyway. Preston getting lots of bodies behind the ball, but the ball in the air caused the goalkeeper a little bit of a problem.
Just for a moment, Lonergan was looking when he spilled it initially. He grabbed it at the second attempt. After an early Preston flurry, Liverpool getting to grips with this now.
If Preston are really going to cause Liverpool problems, they've got to knock Liverpool out of their stride. They can't allow Liverpool's passing game to get going. Seen Liverpool against Newcastle last week, and their passing game was absolutely first class. Preston will be aware that they have to get bodies in and around the Liverpool shirts.
He'll be out with the clearance. Here's Riera again. Insua. Alonso. Mascherano, Liverpool moving it around. Now it's with Alonso. Looks for Babel in behind. Keeper is advancing. Lonergan had to get there, and he did.
It was a good take by Lonergan on his toes, because it was a good idea to put that ball just in between the centre-back and the full-back.
Well, Liverpool obviously seem to fancy the pace of Babel against Callum Davidson, who is 32 years of age now. Not quite as quick as he might once have been. It's a real sign of the confidence Liverpool are playing with now. Here comes Riera again. Comes off the heel of Chaplow. St. Ledger's header. Draw forward by Wallace. Here's Mellor. Only 2 forward in the attack for now. Hupia stretches out a long right leg to win it back for his side. Babel again. Wallace getting back to help Davidson out. Carragher. Alonso again. Everyone in white behind the ball as Hupia eases it forward for Babel. Takes it back and now decides to step forward himself away from Parkett. Held up by Wallace though. Mascherano. Gerrard. On to Insua. Babel caught a little on his heels there. Good challenge from Davidson. Alonso forward. St. Ledger hacking it clear. And Liverpool determined to show exactly why they're top of the Premier League standings. Foul on Gerrard.
Well, a little bit unlucky there, Jones, I think. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And really, I think Gerrard stumbling over more than anything else.
Lonergan organising, and it's Alonso and not Gerrard standing over this. Hupia forward, Agger to how can Xabi Alonso craft from here? Let's go directly down the middle. Preston can defend that through St. Ledger. Picked up by Chaplow. Nice header from Carragher, but Liverpool have it back with Mascherano. Liverpool fans in recent seasons, this competition, haven't really known what to expect between getting knocked out a lot earlier than they would have thought. The win in 2006 when Gerrard was the inspiration, when Reina saved those 3 West Ham penalties. The strong side put out by Benitez this evening indicates that he wants to win this one as well. And still much more live FA Cup action to come this weekend on Setanta Sports. Gillingham, Aston Villa tomorrow from 1. And that will be followed by action from the South Coast. Southampton, Manchester United kicks off at 4. And on Monday, a tie with a real FA Cup feel to it. Blythe Spartans against Blackburn Rovers. Monday from 7:30 on Setanta, Ireland. I wonder how much Blackburn are looking forward to heading north, very north for that one.
Well, I think conditions might be a little bit colder on Monday night.
And here comes Sedgwick, decent cross. Hupia had to be strong against Parkin.
Just to follow up, I don't think the North East is the easiest places to go to on a raw Monday evening in the 3rd round of the FA Cup.
And that will be a shock to the system for many of the well-paid Premiership players. Preston just need to get on the ball now, give themselves something. The last 10 minutes dominated by Liverpool. Down the middle towards Parkin. Hupia twice with the head, McKenna. Parkin, little flick towards Mellor. Agger well positioned. Now Wallace. Mawene on to Jones, and you can see his right foot very much is stronger. McKenna again, nice ball forward, and Insua was a little physical there, but perhaps fortunately he hasn't given away a free kick.
I think he was a little bit fortunate there, Emilio Insua. It's his first experience of FA Cup in England. Liverpool perhaps, or certainly Babel thinking he had claims for a penalty. Would have been a harsh decision.
And closing down work done by Mellor. First time for him to face Liverpool since he left the club. Preston with a very, very good home record this season. 30 points from 39 here in the league. Just little moments like that will get the crowd going again.
It's a poor ball by Insua. He needs to just make sure that he keeps the ball in play, puts it right down the line. Just signs at the moment Liverpool just lost their edge slightly.
And sign there perhaps as well that Fernando Torres is becoming accustomed to the weather in this part of the world. No hat for him. Reina and Aurelio thinking otherwise. Here's Chaplow, shooting chance here. Well, it opened up for him.
Yeah, and would feel probably he should have done a little bit better, should have certainly tested Cavalieri.
And this was the challenge on Alonso. He's won it back here. Miller's run not picked out by McKenna. Gerrard with the step over, Keane. Not what he was intending. And now Mawene. Parkin. Digs it out to the right-hand side to Jones. Keane. Carragher and Hupia will be anxious to show up well again today, with Martin Skirtle back on the bench. Arbeloa not in the match day 18, but back to fitness, so he may well return at right back. So Carragher back into the middle perhaps. Competition for places in the Liverpool defence. Alonso. Gerrard, faced by Chaplow. Not a good ball from Alonso that time. Way off from Parkin is a good one, and a wonderful ball from McKenna. Mellor off and running. Hupia out to try and deal with him. Still Neil Mellor inside the penalty area, looking to place it. Cavalieri down smartly.
He's not the most mobile of centre forwards, Neil Mellor, but he's honest and he does have an eye for goal, and that, I've seen him try and pull that off once or twice before, try and just curl one in the far corner.
And he does have a natural eye for goal. He's their top scorer this season, 8 goals, despite not always being a first-team regular. Gerrard's effort has taken a touch, and Liverpool have a corner. Had some joy from corner kicks at St James's Park last week. And Preston defend them better than Newcastle did. Parkin on Agger, Mawene on Hupia. Outswinger. There's Riera climbing, and Mawene got a touch. Now Insua. Faced by McKenna, and the captain did his job, albeit at the expense of another Liverpool corner.
He was a little bit lucky there, Insua. His first touch wasn't the best. And really, McKenna might have closed him down a little bit tighter.
And Hupia trying to draw Martin Atkinson's attention to close attentions of Mawene, as Alonso drilled it near post. Preston defended. Alonso with another opportunity. It was longer this time. Gerrard, little touch, looks for a little 1-2 on the edge of the box with Riera. Breaks for the winger. And he picks someone out. Or will he go it alone? He will, and it's a fabulous strike from Albert Riera. Liverpool lead at Deepdale. Scored a cracker in Eindhoven, Riera. And it looks like he's found his scoring touch now.
Clear sign of the development of Albert Riera. I think on another day, I don't think he would have had the confidence really to retrieve this ball and then worked his way into a shoot position. I think normally earlier he might have just passed that back. In the end, he works as a little bit of a yard for himself. The shot is absolutely unstoppable. It's a tremendous goal by Albert Riera.
Ferocious strike. Neither Wallace nor Parkin closed him down quickly enough, but it was beyond Lonergan. More or less before he could see it, got fingertips on it. But the venom in the strike carried it through. And the Premier League leaders lead. Just what Rafa Benitez would have wanted.
I think a couple of weeks ago, I think Albert Riera was struggling a little bit actually. He'd lost his edge and he wasn't really making a great impact. I think he's had a little bit of a kick up the backside, and I think he has improved of late. He scored 1 or 2 goals, and all of a sudden you see that little bit of confidence in his game.
Well, I think the manager opting to leave him out for a game or two here and there was the signal perhaps he needed, just to freshen him up again as well. Riera, whose former club Manchester City crashed out today, and scored the goal to put Liverpool ahead, and perhaps a goal that could be significant in them avoiding any upset here. Here's Gerrard. Goes off Mawene. Squeezes it forward to Babel, who's one-on-one here. Goes beyond Davidson. Fashioned the shooting opportunity, but couldn't do what Riera did just a few moments ago.
Well, I don't think Robbie Keane was too impressed by Babel going on his own. But, you know, on a day like today now, Liverpool, lads should be sort of sensing that there are goals to be had there. So go and take a little bit of a chance. OK, Babel didn't catch it well, but I'm not against that, actually.
Even Alan Irvine not too happy with what he sees going on out there. The 5th manager since David Moyes made his name here and moved on to Everton. We've already seen them today negotiate the away trip at Macclesfield safely into the 4th round. And Preston needs something now from Mellor and Parkin, and this man here, Chaplow.
I think Preston need to get on the ball a little bit more, don't they? They need to dictate a little bit to Liverpool. As it is at the moment, it's Alonso really that's doing sort of the conducting of this game, I think.
And when they have it, they can't give it away as cheaply as Callum Davidson did there. Mascherano got stuck under his feet, but had time to dig it out and find Insua. Now Riera. McKenna, nicely controlled touch. He's given that one away. Now Babel, McKenna looking to make amends, sliding in to good effect. Andy Lonergan has seen one effort whiz past him. He may have some more defending to do here as Babel pulls it back. Keane realised where Gerrard was, let it run, but enough white shirts there for Preston. Now Wallace, skipping away from Babel. Comes inside but could find neither Parkin nor Mellor. Nice ball forward from Mascherano. Gerrard and Keane together again. Beautifully done by Gerrard with his left foot. Whistles over Lonergan's crossbar.
Good bright movement from Gerrard. Works the ball onto his left foot, and he isn't always that sort of keen to take it on his left foot. This man certainly wanted on his left foot. This is a tremendous strike, and as you said, Des, it's past Lonergan really before he reacts.
Albert Riera, who scored in the UEFA Cup final of 2007, albeit in defeat, one of the best UEFA Cup finals of recent times, 2-2. Espanyol against Sevilla, his side losing out on penalties. But this competition end in a happier vein, I wonder. Still a long way to go, of course. Insua advancing. Mawene had to get there. Keane applied the pressure on Lonergan, and the end result is Liverpool quickly back in possession.
Good work by Liverpool to compress Preston back. They're not allowing them to really put Liverpool on the back foot. Liverpool certainly back in the zone, so to speak.
Well, that Albert Riera goal, the first that Andy Lonergan has conceded at Deepdale in 8 hours. Offensively, they've been very, very strong here, but the calibre of the opposition has certainly gone up a notch or two today. Taken under control by Gerrard. Leaves it there for Alonso. Mascherano, room on the right-hand side for Carragher. Touches it inside to an unmarked Ryan Babel. And he was winding up to unleash that one, and a little unwitting touch just took it away from his foot.
Good little set-up play by Carragher, and really there's no excuse for Babel. You need to make contact with the ball. The goal was gaping there.
Well, Preston having to be careful now that they don't concede a second. St. Ledger has presented it to Gerrard, and it will come now for Riera. Keane and Gerrard in the middle. Cross not a good one, dealt with by Mawene. Preston midfield, and Parkin and Mellor having to cover a lot of ground. when not in possession. You look at Parkin and indeed Mellor as well. You can't see either at the moment seeing out the 90 minutes. We do have Stephen Elliott, the Republic of Ireland international, and Chris Brown on the bench. Mascherano. Gerrard back to Alonso. Forward to Babel. Layoff, not a good one though. Here's Wallace. Drills it to the feet of Mellor, who took it in well. Now McKenna. And Preston having to go backwards to go forwards here. Cavalieri forward, met by Billy Jones. Time for Mascherano to take it on his chest, and Alonso caught by Chaplow. Card's going to come out here. I think a sign of the frustration for Richard Chaplow. They just haven't been able to get on the ball, Preston.
Well, they've been chasing shadows in the midfield. Certainly Chaplow and McKenna have had to do a lot of running to get close to Alonso and Mascherano. And the two forwards as well, Mellor and Parkin, they too have done a lot of chasing so far.
Well, you can see Rafa Benitez where he's positioned. He was saying prior to the game that he wouldn't be in the dugout because he still doesn't have that range of movement. He doesn't want to be jumping around shouting instructions. Very animated character at times on the touchline, so he's leaving that to Sammy Lee again today and Maurizio Pellegrino. Certainly I wouldn't imagine he'll be correcting too many things in the Liverpool dressing room at half-time. Very much on top here.
He'll be delighted, I think, with the start, getting the breakthrough. And, you know, he's shown a little bit of a reluctance to hand over the reins to Sammy Lee and Maurizio Pellegrino in recent weeks, but I think the results have gone so well, it's sort of enabled him a little bit more able to relax a bit.
Well, they've some big games coming up. Stoke away next. Stoke knocked out by Hartlepool today. They've Everton in the Merseyside derby. They've Chelsea to come at home in the coming weeks. The manager, I'm sure, will want to be in full health and full voice by then. And of course there's also the matter of a return to Spain, a return to Madrid. The first leg at the Bernabeu, February 25th. Here comes Gerrard. Acres of space outright for Carragher. No challenge on Alonso. As Preston stand off. Liverpool happy just to hold possession. And now Agger to advance, as he likes to do every so often in games. Still Agger on that left foot. Does he fancy it? He certainly did. Took a touch in it away. And another Liverpool corner.
He was really intent on getting forward there, Daniel Agger. For a split second he got closed down, and he did well then to evade the challenge and make that little bit of room for himself.
A big 10 minutes or so now for Alan Irvin's Preston North End. Corner taken short. Gerrard to tee up Mascherano, who's only ever scored once for Liverpool. He in turn passes it on to Alonso, who certainly would have expected more of himself there.
I think most Liverpool fans would have expected Alonso to hit the target at least. Again, nice little build-up by Liverpool. Perfect ball across for him from Mascherano. And enough room to get the shot away, but pulled it far too much.
And the Preston supporters were in fine voice prior to kick-off and indeed for the first 10 minutes of the game, but they've been a bit muted since. Forward by Jones. Easily dealt with by Hupia. And the area's control letting him down. There's McKenna. And not the ball Parkin was looking for. Gerrard taking over. Alonso. Mascherano. Oh, wonderful ball forward, and Keane is in here. Can he find shooting room? He can. Denied by Lonergan. Still with Keane. Look to slip in Riera. Another opportunity for Robbie Keane. He's had two in the first half. One put wide early on, and the second time couldn't find a way beyond the 6'4" frame of Andy Lonergan.
That's a superb ball by Alonso forward through an eye of a needle ball, really. Maybe claims that Keane was offside, but he gets away with it, makes a little bit of space for himself, and having got that break, then really needs to score.
Managed to wriggle away from Sean St. Ledger from, as you said, a suspiciously offside position, Robbie Keane. And Preston will feel justice was done there, with Keane unable to finish. Here's Sedgwick. He hasn't had an opportunity really to show you what he can do going forward. Been back there helping out Jones against Riera and Insua. Parkin down to McKenna. Jones inside to Chaplow. Callum Davidson looked forward, didn't find any options he liked, so went instead for St. Ledger. Sedgwick, a little round the corner ball, but Parkin not quite fleet of foot enough to get there. A lot of nerve on. He'll want John Parkin in the penalty area where he can do some damage, but we've seen Sedgwick on one side and Wallace on the other. Have they put in a cross between them yet?
They haven't really enjoyed that much possession. They've had one or two moments where it looked like they were trying to get on top of Liverpool, but as you say, they need supply into the box for the likes of Parkin and Miller to create any real problems. They're not going to, neither of them are going to run away from Liverpool defenders.
And this looks a bit more promising. An important intervention that was from Daniel Agger. Wallace doing excellently on the left, leaving two behind him. That's the sort of ball they're looking for, but just a little too close to Cavalieri for Neil Mellor.
As if he almost heard you, Des. Does well, Wallace, to beat two men there, get a good ball in. Unfortunately, perhaps nobody really attacking the near post.
And had Parkin been the man there and a few yards closer, we might well have spotted some fear in the eyes of Diego Cavalieri. You don't want the beast charging at you from close range. It's a foul from Mascherano. Inside the final 5 minutes of the first 45, Preston coming looking for a leveller. Jones comes back to Chaplow. Can he provide? Hangs it up there. Now this is a tester for the goalkeeper. Opted not to catch. Got enough distance on it though, Cavalieri. Percentage ball from Chaplow, easily dealt with by Agger. Nwene's header for McKenna. Into the channels again, forcing Insua to turn. He took it off his goalkeeper's toe. And Parkin, the opportunity was there, but his touch not good enough.
Two clear moments of anxiety for Cavalieri. The first one, he didn't really handle that cross that well. And the second one, why he came running out of his box so far, given that the ball was right on Insua's foot. Any questions to be asked? The goalkeeper clearly nervous.
Well, that will give the Preston supporters hope, the players as well, obviously. But the wide positions could be key for them now. Can they provide the ammunition for Mellor and Parkin to feed on? Jones hurls it into the area, header away by Agger. Clearance completed by Gerrard. Good header from St. Ledger, keeps his side in possession. A raking ball out towards Sedgwick. McKenna no way beyond Mascherano, first time initially. So it blocked in Miller's flick. Parkin not on the same wavelength. It's a big week this for the Deepdale side. Their next league game is at the leaders Wolves. Currently Preston outside the playoffs, just on goal difference. 10 points off the second and third place sides. Birmingham and Reading 17 though off the leaders. Mick McCarthy's Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're looking to take closer order, and a win at Molineux would do exactly that. Gerrard, wonderful vision. He knew exactly where Carragher would be. And Liverpool don't get the corner they were looking for. It was St. Ledger's challenge. Carragher is adamant that it was the Preston centre-half who got the final touch. Let's see here.
From distance, it did look that maybe Carragher had a good shout. Either the referee or the linesman were in the perfect position.
Well, so vocal his protests and so continuous have they been that Gerrard, the captain, is going to be called across by Martin Atkinson just to explain why it would be in Carragher's best interest to keep his counsel.
Such a competitor, Jamie Carragher, even arguing over a disputed, possible corner kick. I mean, it's not the worst decision in the world.
Carragher, along with Gerrard, 2 FA Cup medals, sitting somewhere at home. He's also won an FA Youth Cup 13 years ago, that now. Look forward by Mascherano. Inside the final 90 seconds, plus whatever referee will choose to add on. Last 5 minutes have been a little better for the home side. Mawene, can Keane get there? Lonergan fists away. Here's Alonso. Well, after what he did in the FA Cup against Luton, obviously fancied that one as well, but a let off there for Preston.
Well, it was. Lonergan did well, I think, in the end to get out of that mess. A little bit hopeful from Alonso.
Here's Gerrard, a second for Liverpool now. Could be a very significant blow. Teased in by Gerrard, should be a second. He's missed it again, Robbie Keane. 3 great chances in the first half, and none taken.
Well, he could smile, but really, you've got to be putting these chances away. It's a great ball by Steven Gerrard. Again, using his left foot. It's absolutely perfect. And Keane really should have just been watching that ball onto his boot and put it in. In the end, it comes off his shin.
And that's always what's going to happen, isn't it? When Torres is on the bench. Any possible chance missed by Keane. And that's the next face you'll see. But no exaggeration to say that Robbie Keane could have had a first-half hat-trick. As it is, it's this man's goal, Albert Riera. That separates the sides as we enter stoppage time at the end of the first half. Here's Riera again. That's a break there. Gerrard goes back out right. Carragher comes back to Alonso. All the time in the world to measure this cross. Away by McKenna. Picked up by Mascherano. And perhaps time for one final Liverpool attack here. Babel's touch inside, not strong enough. Now Mawene. Manager won't want them taking any chances now with the half-time whistle imminent. Agger's picked out a great ball there. Here's Gerrard taking on Mawene. Still Steven Gerrard teeing up Keane once more. Riera's waiting. And coming onto it, Alonso. Mawene away. Well, interesting, Robbie Keane opted not to take that one on. After his misses earlier, looked to tee up Riera for his second. But Preston survive, and as it is, it's just a 1-goal deficit for them at half-time. Started the game well, Alan Irvine's side, but from the 10th minute on, Liverpool took control. The goal coming after 24 minutes from Riera. Keane really should have added to it. But at half-time at Deepdale, the shock at the moment isn't on. It's Liverpool who lead Preston North End by a 1-0.
Rafa Benitez signed him, believed in him. Benitez freshened him up over the past couple of weeks too, and it all paid off for Riera. One was enough for Everton. Might it be for Liverpool too? We feature Liverpool pretty strongly over the next month or so on Setanta Sports. Their title ambitions, in particular, under scrutiny. Stoke City are the next assignment for Liverpool. You can see that with us next Saturday, 5:30 here on Setanta Ireland. There's the Merseyside derby at Anfield, Liverpool-Everton on Monday night, January the 19th. Manchester United hitting their straps as they reach February usually, aren't they? Everton visit Old Trafford on Monday night, February the 2nd. That one also live and exclusive on Setanta Sports 1. There's Portsmouth's home game against Liverpool on February the 7th. And at the other end of February, Middlesbrough host Liverpool on February the 28th. And at this moment, Liverpool are on course to be in the 4th round draw, which we hope to bring you tomorrow afternoon, incidentally, in the FA Cup. And they're good value for it, aren't they, Pat?
Yeah, they've been very impressive. Their passing, the tempo of the game. It hasn't allowed Preston to get a foothold, and you'd have to look at the... I mean, Alan Irvine's game plan will be to hang in there, to keep the game alive into the last 15 minutes. You've got Stephen Elliott to bring off the bench, but it's just so difficult for Preston. They're using up so much energy to try and get close to Liverpool passing that when they get the ball, they're very, very tired.
Brian, Preston are not lying down by any means, but at times have they been outclassed?
I think Liverpool's attitude towards it, the positive, they're so positive in their play and their passing, and they go forward with their play, which is, you know, in contrast to the last game we watched as a Premier League team going to a lower division side. This team are taking the game to the opposition. They believe they can win a game, and they're creating chances for themselves.
How much does it help when they do get the first goal on a night like this?
Well, I mean, I think the way they've approached the game, they deserve the goal. You know, they passed it around and they get themselves in a good position. And, you know, would you expect them to score from here? Wow.
Well, if you look at the defending here for the number 26, John Parker, and they call him the Beast, well, it's the Panto season, and that's certainly a beauty. Absolutely fantastic from here. I don't know what Lonergan was going. He came onto him very quick, went with his wrong hand. But, you know, Robbie Keane's, you know, had a few chances. It's a difficult one because he's had to come from a long way. He puts a lot of effort to get into a goal-scoring position, and the angle of it's not great for him. He needs to get a better contact. But they need to get that second goal, Liverpool, because it's only job half done. If you look at how unimpressive Everton were in the first half against Macclesfield, they went through comfortably. Liverpool, all they need to do is get through this game. No injuries. We saw Alonso perhaps pick up an injury at the end of the first half.
What about Robbie's finishing today, Brian?
Well, I think his finishing's been poor, but I think, again, I just recall a few weeks ago, Pat and I sitting here and watching Robbie Keane play in a European game where he laid the ball out to people outside the box and then didn't get into the box. At least when you look at his play today, he's getting in positions that are giving him opportunities to score. So I think the role is...
chances, you don't mind with
that's right.
And the confidence of getting goals makes you do that.
And at this stage, is it fair to say that other players, maybe not as strong in terms of the character and determination, when you're under that much scrutiny, would have started to hide?
Yeah, I think, you know, he's had some good chances. And you know, there, I think if he'd scored a goal earlier, I think he might even have had a pop at goal from that particular situation there. But for me, yes, Robbie's missed 3 great opportunities. But, you know, this is the first time I've actually seen him live get into those positions on a regular basis.
Yeah, he's a good player, Robbie Keane. And I think over the course of this season, he's going to be very, very important to Liverpool.
Preston have a certain tradition to uphold themselves, of course, in the shape of the one and only Sir Tom Finney, centre screen there. They personify that but they do have a little bit to do in this one to get back into it. Liverpool leading at Preston, but why risk Xabi Alonso in the second half of this one? Brownie took a tumble and seemed to try to run it off right on the stroke of half-time, but he was down getting treatment as the whistle went and hobbled off what
he's gone in brave. I mean,
manner.
you could see they wanted the second goal. They had two little half chances there. Alonso's gone flying in, but turned round, tried to jog out the box and then went down. I mean, he's obviously hurt either ankle or knee, you would suggest, but I would to go further than this. If there's any doubt at all, you would see the state of the game. Liverpool saying, look, have a breather, let's try something else.
Yeah, I mean, he's the creative, such a fantastic pass to the ball. The fact they didn't sign Gareth Barry, if they were to lose him for an extended period, it really would hurt their ambitions. They've got Lucas on the bench. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come on for Alonso in the second half.
We understand that Lucas is actually warming up now, ready for the second half.
And they don't want to replay either, Liverpool, because unlike Everton, they're competing, in the Champions League. The league is so important. Every match is crucial. And it's interesting that Benitez has picked a strong team today. One of the things he said is, we've got a week to recover. And we know that Benitez likes to rest players.
Confirmation that Lucas will be out there for the second half. Back to David Fairclough and Des Curran.
Yes, it will be Lucas coming on for the second half, obviously. Manager with the squad he has, realising no need to take any chances with Xabi Alonso, though as we were watching him limp off at the end of that first half, didn't look too good. But Alonso, after that summer of speculation that he would be leaving the club and the links with Juventus and so on and so forth, if you look at his stats this season, started 23 of 31 games for Rafa Benitez. He's still an integral part of the side, but for the second half it will be the Brazilian Lucas, first Brazilian to score for Liverpool when he netted against Havant in Waterlooville in the FA Cup last season, who will line up in the middle of the park alongside Mascherano. How long ago does that Havant and Waterlooville game seem now, David?
Well, it doesn't seem too long ago actually, but it was an amazing afternoon on that day, the way that they took the lead twice, but well, hopefully a distant memory now. But Liverpool certainly will be very pleased with the start they've made tonight. Getting their nose in front so early on in the game is only a good thing from their point of view. And hopefully now, well, from Liverpool, we'll be hoping that Preston try and open it up a little bit.
And there's confirmation of the change. Lucas, who in his time in Brazil with Grêmio, was quite an experienced campaigner, played in a Copa Libertadores final, albeit on a losing side for Grêmio against Boca Juniors. But the real question is, what has Alan Irvine managed to do in that half-time dressing room to inspire Preston to a second half revival? Certainly in terms of possession, second best in that first half. Liverpool at times looking very comfortable indeed. But this is the magic of the FA Cup. You never can quite tell. And can Preston produce a magical second 45 to raffle the Premier League leaders here? Second half underway. Preston right to left. And immediately long ball sent forward towards Parkin. Hupia has been capable all day with the ball in the air. Stabbed forward by McKenna. Here comes Hupia once more. And taken in by Callum Davidson. And again, the big Finn has the beating of Parkin. The centre forward for Preston on it now. McKenna. St. Ledger. And Davidson. And the corner from Wallace. And this time Hupia has fouled. Neil Mellor on the deck. And that has gone for a goal kick. Preston don't get the corner that Chris Sedgwick was looking for, but we've got a brief glimpse of Fernando Torres. Do you expect to see him second half, David?
Yeah, very much so. I think there's been a big question mark over when Rafa would bring Torres back into action. I think now is a crucial time. Liverpool going into some very big games over the next 2-3 weeks.
He's missed the last 7, Torres. Liverpool have won 4 and drawn 3. They've scored 17 goals, so perhaps that would give lie to the fact that they struggle for goals when Torres is out. But you look at the couple of the games they drew, the West Ham game, the Hull game, and you think he might well have been the difference in those.
I think if you're Alan Irvine, I think you want to see the midfield getting on the ball and getting them out to the wingers. You said earlier on, the wingers haven't really seen that much of the ball, and that they are really going to create the danger for Liverpool and give Parkin something to attack.
Oh, it's a great ball in, and Robbie Keane was looking to help it on its way, but will go behind for a Preston or a Liverpool corner rather.
Claims again for offside, and I think they're quite fair, really.
Gerrard to take this free header for Agger. Great chance has been passed up.
Well, the delivery is superb. I think he's on his way down as he's heading it, actually. I don't think he times it quite perfectly, Daniel Agger. It's a poor miss.
His one goal this season came in the Carling Cup against Crewe. Liverpool out of that competition, of course, beaten at White Hart Lane. With a far more under-strength side than Rafa Benitez has put out here tonight. Clearance by Cavalieri is a good one. Taken in by the goal scorer, Albert Riera. Liverpool just 2 defeats in 30 games, all competitions this season. That is why they're expected to threaten on all fronts. Here goes Babel, starting on the left-hand side, second half. Clearance by Chaplow. Now Hupia. Insua. Babel. And Lucas. Mascherano having to scurry to get there ahead of Chaplow. Riera. And again, Liverpool just looking to settle into that passing rhythm. Carragher again forward from right back. Riera lets it run across his body. Preston have been warned about his left foot. And McKenna makes a significant challenge. Parkin knew he hadn't the pace to get forward, had to hold up and held up well. Bringing Jones into it. Preston a little slow in getting bodies forward. St. Ledger down the middle, and that will be easy for Cavalieri, but they're in that situation now where they're looking for an equalising goal, but obviously mindful of the fact that they can't leave themselves too exposed.
Well, I wonder whether really they have the quality to open up and also be rock solid at the back. I think it will present Liverpool with a few more openings this second half.
And Rafa Benitez's side has spurned almost half a dozen good opportunities to add to Riera's goal. This time it's St. Ledger's turn to complain about a corner not given in his favour. He's back to pick up Riera. Hupia and Agger late additions to the penalty area. And well claimed by Lonergan. Touch from Parkin. And he was isolated again, Neil Miller, looking for something special that, well, the odds were against coming off. Drill forward by Hupia. Only to the feet of Mawene, though. Chaplow. Parkin. Good vision. McKenna on in turn to Jones. This time he does take on Babel. Needs support. Has it now in the form of the captain. Paul McKenna puts it in there. Here comes Cavalieri. Good claim as Hupia was just looking to shepherd Parkin out of the danger area. Gerrard's control for once lets him down, allows St. Ledger to come forward. Now Parkin again, muscling his way beyond Mascherano, slips a wonderful ball through, just too heavy. St. Ledger had continued his run.
Probably their most dangerous moment, I would say. Just that ball slightly overhit for St. Ledger to get onto. The game has opened up a bit, though.
And Sean St. Ledger scored in Derby's last home game. He was almost a hero for them there. Sedgwick, a rare crossing chance for him. Taking on Insua, doing brilliantly. Lucas sliding in. Elgar stretching out a leg. And now Preston, the white shirts, having to retreat as Babel comes forward. 4 forward in this Liverpool attack. Here's Keane, 2 to the right-hand side. Keane holds on now. Gerrard slips it back in towards Keane again, and Chaplow makes the challenge. And Preston will be buoyed by not alone defending that, but creating a couple of opportunities of their own. And a free kick from Mellor. And Liverpool, they would have expected this. First 10 minutes of the first half, Preston came out strong. And they're doing likewise in the second period. Mascherano, interception by Chaplow.
You just sense the crowd have got a little bit of hope in their voices at the moment, and they're trying a little bit harder as well, and it's helping Preston.
Brazilian 1-2 there. Lucas to Cavalieri. Liverpool's third Brazilian, Fabio Aurelio, fit enough to be on the bench this evening. Very strong Liverpool substitutes lineup. Torres in goal, Elzar, Aurelio, Skirtle, Lucas, who's on the pitch now, and of course Jose Reina. No Arbeloa, no Kaut, no Benayoun in the matchday squad. Vieira coming across to Carragher. Babel steps inside. Lucas, who has responded well to being jeered by the Liverpool supporters in the home draw against Fulham. Significantly, perhaps the manager has selected him. Here comes Gerrard. And Jones to defend for Preston.
Keane claiming Mawene sort of kept him off the ball.
Here's Wallace. Parkin wanted it delivered down the middle early. Errant pass though from the Scotsman. An advantage allowed here as Mascherano was caught late by McKenna. Vieira for Gerrard. Vieira wants it back. Ups instead for Robbie Keane. 2 in the area. Gerrard lurking just outside. And Maloney taking a chance here.
Terrible ball in by Keane. He had 3 targets to hit. 2 close to the goal. Gerrard was hanging out. Put the ball right in between the whole group.
Davidson is struggling here. They do have a replacement if needed in Waterford youngster Eddie Nolan, who's made his loan move from Blackburn a permanent deal. And it looks like that change might well have to be made. Davidson has had some injury problems, took a knock last Sunday against Barnsley. I wonder if it's a recurrence of that. But Eddie Nolan is going to come on to make his 4th Preston appearance. What this also means is that, well, should it come to it, we're asking to get a penalty kick. Davidson is the penalty kick taker, so he's off. But Eddie Nolan, if you cast your mind back to his Blackburn days, you might remember he made his Blackburn debut for the senior side in a UEFA Cup game against Nancy. Well, Irvin has been saying they're very happy to sign him on a 3.5-year permanent deal. And he's going to get, well over half an hour of this one. Vieira. Little step over, heads to the byline. Mawene well positioned. Mascherano. Looking left in Sua, who along with Carragher on the other side for a full-back has been able to spend quite a considerable proportion of the game in the opposition half. Taken quickly, they didn't spot Mascherano, perhaps didn't expect him to have a go. He was always arcing away from goal. Lonergan will feel he had it covered.
He doesn't have too many shots from distance. This one just catches the frame or just misses the goal. Reasonable effort for Javier Mascherano.
Unable to add to his one Liverpool goal there. But you could see the reaction of Sean St. Ledger in the replay. He was concerned. There's almost another one stuck in the top corner.
First sight, and I thought it just clipped the outside of the post, but as I say, for him, that was very close.
Not many will forget his reaction to scoring his only Liverpool goal. He was at home against Reading last season. Very exuberant, shall we say. Here he's on it again. Carragher, a little more route one with that one. Tidied up by Lucas. And Sua, easy for Mwene. Now Sedgwick. Bailed out by Chaplow. And while it's still 1-0, Preston in with every chance. It's Liverpool who've been creating the chances.
Something that Liverpool suffered from more last season than this, that they got the first goal and they were unable to get that second one to kill off a game.
And perhaps now with Mascherano, support from Gerrard, who sets his sights. Not too difficult to save for Lonergan in the end. Preston can't afford to give the Liverpool captain too many opportunities like that. Good goal scoring form, Gerrard, 13 for the season. There's going to be another change. Stephen Elliott, second Irishman to come on in quick succession here. Will they sacrifice the physical presence, I wonder, of Parkin? Will it be Mellor, who's been also on the periphery of the game? And will it be a bold move? Will it be a midfielder? Alan Irvine will substitute. He's played all three, albeit on limited occasions this season. The problem at the moment is getting possession. Here's Babel teeing one up, and a wonderful save. Gerrard denied by a flying Andy Lonergan.
Great all-round, nice little touch in by Babel. Typical Steven Gerrard. Lots of variations in his shooting. That time he just tried to pass it into the top corner.
It was a simple set-up and instinctive effort from Gerrard, matched by a fine Lonergan save. Here's the ensuing corner. Mwene, strong header away. Back with Gerrard again though. Mascherano. Alan Irvine will be desperate not to concede a second as he considers his second change. Slung in by Insua, too close to the goalkeeper. Launched long by Lonergan. Parkin using his frame to ease Carragher out of the way. Keen for Gerrard. And Riera again available left-hand side. Sedgwick tracking back. Which way will Riera go? And head toward the end line. Still he goes, Riera. Drills it across goal. All it needed was a touch.
The idea was good. Has to work hard to get this cross in. It's a cross shot, isn't it? I think he's hoping for a little bit of a look one way or another. Red shirt coming in maybe, or he gets a touch off a Preston defender.
Well, not the end to the evening that Neil Mellor was hoping for against his former club. He'd have dreamt last night of scoring against Rafa Benitez's side, but he's hauled ashore just beyond the hour mark and replaced by Stephen Elliott, new in this season from Wolves, 3 goals to his name. Can that little and large combination, Parkin and Elliott, work now? Parkin's layoff. Forward for Sedgwick, he's been asked a lot there though. And Sewer touched that, he'll have to play it. And that's going to be a free kick. Parkin winning it, and this the opportunity he'd have been looking for. Chance now to load the penalty area.
It's a great position for Preston to throw one in, but the smiles tell you, I think, that wasn't a foul.
Now needs to be a good delivery here, needs to be a tempter. It's dropped in onto the penalty spot and Cavalieri fits away. Howls for a penalty from the Preston supporters as 2 ended up on the ground. Flag is up here, this won't count. St. Ledger has put it in. Celebrations cut short though.
Well, the flag was up early. I think the referee probably blew as well before actually the ball ended up in the back of the net.
A couple of moments to consider here. You can see the 2 players down inside the 6-yard area. St. Ledger, you can see the flag was being waved on the far side.
I think Parkin pulls the defender down.
It's a rugby tackle, Parkin on Carragher, and that obviously the reason why you would imagine the flag was waved on the far side. Did Parkin need to do that? And again, it's just something now that will get Preston going. Header away by St. Ledger. Here's Jones. Sedgwick is overcooked back to McKenna. Gerrard. Mascherano. Gerrard coming onto it again. Important challenge from Eddie Nolan, who now has to engage Babel. Digs out across, and the header has been put wide by Gerrard.
Well, he's been close in a variety of ways. He gets a good header on it. He'll be disappointed he didn't hit the target, Steven Gerrard. That's the earlier one. Nice little side-footed effort this time from him. And Lonergan, great save. Flying save from him. Warning signs are there though for Liverpool, just that 1 goal ahead.
1-0, such a perilous lead, even if you are dominating possession. Preston have looked lively second half. Wallace squeezes one inside to Elliott. It's a tricky customer. Chaplow comes off the head of Hupia. Now Wallace stands it up there towards Parkin, who's wrestling for it. And that was a real test for Ragger. And once again, the noise of the crowd, the protests of the Preston players will ask a question of the referee.
Well, it's a battle for Hippier and Agger today, handling Parkin, the big physical presence. You have to be strong with him. 6 of one, half does the other on that occasion.
Well, Agger, he can match him for height, but must be giving away about 3 stone in that battle. And Parkin was using it to good effect. Here's Sedgwick. And Sewer having to get back. Certainly more of a threat about Preston in the second period. Effort from a long way out. It was very, very ambitious from Billy Jones.
It's encouraging from a Preston point of view. He's not happy on his left foot anyway, but he's forced onto taking that shot in there. Just seeing the replay of the disallowed goal. Parkin quite clearly does hold Carragher down.
I think they also have questions though about what went before. They believe that Carragher initially had a hand on Parkin's jersey.
think they're the type of incidents that Parkin is going to be involved in, week out, isn't he? Because he is so big and physical, you have to be strong with him.
Didn't see much of the ball in the first half, John Parkin. But the Beast has been an important figure for Preston second period, and here he is on it again. Shows that he has some dancing feet as well when he needs them. Now Eddie Nolan battling with Carragher, winning the throw-in.
Fans feeling they're being hard done to at the moment.
And the pressure they're applying is putting the squeeze on the referee. Every decision that goes against them now. Wallace considered taking it short. Mwene. Looks happy he didn't, and interestingly Parkin right on top of Cavalieri here. But it's the outswinger. You wonder why they didn't just drop that right in there. Balled out to Wallace. Parkin again wants it delivered early towards the back stick. Header away by Agger. Sedgwick looking for the run of McKenna, who gets there. Tees it up for the cross. Not handball now, the Preston supporters, not getting that either. And so is the man who came off. Mascherano's touch a heavy one. But this certainly has the atmosphere now of a cup tie. Parkin, again neatly done. Wallace taking on Carragher. Carragher opting to go to ground. Preston to come again. Chaplow. Lucas couldn't get there. Parkin has been reborn in this second half. Seen much point in Wallace putting it into the area when Parkin was only 10 feet away from him. But now perhaps Nolan will. Cavalieri coming and claiming well.
A good period for Preston at the moment. Liverpool losing a little bit of control in the midfield areas, you suspect.
And another free kick this time, given away by Riera. Chris Sedgwick feeling the effects. Clumsy challenge.
Well, it's a foul. Riera thought it was 6 on one, half of the other, but no, it's quite clearly a foul. Kennedy does well to get on the other side of Riera.
He certainly doesn't seem to be sitting as comfortably as he was in the first half, Benitez, as Mwene. And Parkin will look to challenge here again. Breaks to Chaplow. They want him to have a go, he does. Perhaps it just didn't come down quickly enough for him.
Well, the crowd made his mind up. They wanted him to shoot. Doesn't quite have the chance to take it on the volley, and again, as you say, just doesn't come down quick enough for him to really get a worthwhile shot away.
Normally one with a good technique. And there you can see the after effects of Shelby Alonso's effort on goal late in the first half. You'd imagine a scan in the morning.
It looks a little bit worse maybe than, first thoughts, but it's just a case of immobilising the injury, isn't it?
Well, this is an interesting change. Fernando Torres is going to get 20 minutes or so. And if you can make that one out, and you'll figure out exactly where he will be playing and what he'll be doing. In theory at least, but it's an interesting change. It will also, I'd imagine, focus Preston minds on what they have to do defensively, even if the last 15 minutes have been theirs. I wonder, will it be Robbie Keane? I'd imagine he would be favourite. Lonergan again looking for Parkin. Again, a deft touch on his chest. Beautifully controlled. And Sedgwick tried to do just a little too much. Mascherano's challenge, Preston's throw-in. to be a free kick on the advice of the assistant referee on the far side. Ross Wallace went down. What exactly happened here?
Insua. Something and nothing.
It looked to be a kick to the thigh from Insua. Ill-advised. Because look at the position that Preston find themselves in now. Mawene delays his move. Parkin will want to see it arrow in his direction. 5 in wide inside the area to aim for. Here we go then, Wallace. It's wasted.
Sometimes you can be a little bit too close to the goal in those situations.
Well, here we go then. Robbie Keane, who missed 3-4 chances in the game, replaced by the returning Fernando Torres. Keane unable to add to his 3 goals in his last 2 appearances. Torres, 5 goals for the season, just his 17th appearance, and interestingly, all 5 of his goals have come away from home. His first act, though, is to commit a foul. What a bad sub to bring on. Parkin again doing brilliantly. It's interesting that he's dropped a little deeper to perhaps get away from Hupia Nagar. Wallace goes to ground. Carragher was cutting across him. And that's another Preston free kick.
It's good play by Wallace. Okay, he buys the free kick, so to speak, but putting that ball in behind Carragher, he's causing Carragher big problems.
Now must be better than last time. Could again be the left foot of Wallace. The other option, the right foot of the captain, McKenna. It is McKenna to drop it right in there. Great ball, and the ricochet didn't fall kindly.
I think he catches him slightly on his heels, saying that he probably doesn't think the ball's going to get through to him. Just evades a few bodies and falls right at his feet.
And Cavalieri was grateful to be able to drop on it. What a good showing from Preston's second half. Is there an equaliser in them, though? Time against them, heading towards the final 15 minutes. Liverpool with a clean sheet record of 1 every 2 games in all competitions. If they can hold out here, they're heading for the 4th round draw, which you can see with us tomorrow. A lovely spin, and Mawene left in his way. Torres goes on. Well, he'll be thinking that after 7 games out, that was just a sighter.
That's a confident turn and sprint. Signs that he feels good. To a wild shot.
Well, there's a lot to live up to this season. After 33 goals in 46 appearances in the last campaign, 24 of those in the league, as he became the highest ever goal scorer in a debut season, beating Ruud van Nistelrooy's record. It's a nice time of the season to be getting him back from that injury, with those games against Everton and Chelsea, Real Madrid to come. Gerrard goes left. Here's Babel backing up Jones. Can he get his cross in? He can, but the 3 red shirts were attracted near post. Nolan can clear. Little nonchalant flick from Carragher. Here's Riera, who's gone after 24 minutes. Still all that separates the sides. Lucas looking to tee up Mascherano. Referee got in his way. And his effort, his second of the game, not much better than his first, really.
referee clearly getting in his way. But looks to be struggling slightly. That's a little bit of cramp of some sort in his thigh.
And just feeling his hamstring. Mascherano, we've plenty more Liverpool action to come this month on Setanta Sports. We're with them again on Saturday as they travel to Stoke City. 5:30 kickoff on Setanta Ireland, and then Setanta Sports 1 on Monday, January 19th for the big Merseyside derby live from Anfield. Liverpool-Everton kicks off at 8. It's all about the next goal now. Liverpool get it, they're through. If Preston get it, well, then anything could happen. Gerrard, look for that ball between centre-half and full-back, but Nolan did well. And slotted in seamlessly there after coming on for the injured Davidson. Looks a good move for Eddie Nolan as well. Wasn't really featuring the first-team squad for Blackburn. Didn't have to travel too far. Here's Gerrard on the spin to seal it. What a terrific challenge from St. Ledger. Wonderful block. Agger pressurised by Elliott. Header from Nolan, met by Lucas. And that block from St. Ledger has kept Preston in with a chance.
A great move forward by Liverpool. Superb ball by Mascherano to pick out Gerrard, and quite right, it was a tremendous challenge by St. Ledger.
He's a man in recent months who has been inquiring as to whether Giovanni Trapattoni knows the way to Deepdale. Had he been here this evening, he'd have seen quite a few Irish names, some seasoned like Keane, some up and coming. Here goes Wallace again. It's looked a real threat second half. He's given that one away to Hupia though. Well read by the veteran centre half. And Mascherano to bring it forward. Gerrard on to Lucas. Another good ball that time for Torres. You can see the Preston defence is reluctant to come too far forward. Don't want to leave much room for Torres to exploit in behind. Jones clips it forward. Little touch from Elliott. Here goes Parkin against Hupia. Mascherano with switch of play to Babel. And this is where he likes to be. Chance to back up defenders. A couple of step overs. Was looking for Gerrard, couldn't find him. Agger chesting it down for Insua. Sedgwick and Jones standing off him. Comes inside to Mascherano. Squeezes it onto Gerrard. And again it's St. Ledger who denies him an effort on goal. That goal there for them. They desperately hope for another opportunity. Richard Chaplow makes way. He has been a little under the weather in recent weeks. Coming on, Barry Nicholson, the former Aberdeen man. So final throw of the dice from Alan Irvine. They need to get back to where they were in the first 20 minutes of the second half, pressurising and asking questions of Liverpool. They need a big final push in the last 10 minutes or so. Here's Nola. Too much on that for Elliott. Mascherano running into trouble. Preston looking to pick a way through. Well, Mascherano, if that was a hamstring strain, we saw a little earlier when he fired an effort wide. Again, no chances taken by Rafa Benitez. And Fabio Aurelio, who, like Fernando Torres, has missed the last 7. He's with a calf problem, will come on for his 70th appearance for Liverpool.
That injury might be a bit of tiredness, I think, more than anything else. But, you miss his presence in the centre there, Mascherano, even for the last 8 to 10 minutes.
And particularly now with Alonso going off at half-time, that's the 2 central midfielders for Rafa Benitez off. Alonso's with a definite injury, Mascherano's possibly as well.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard dropping back now in to make the central pairing with Lucas.
Well, Torres not endearing himself to the home support. Foot was high there against St. Ledger. Looking for Parkin again, Hupia. Always taking a chance when he might be seen as climbing, particularly in that part of the pitch. Jones to drill it forward, skims off the head of Lucas, Hupia to clear. Nicholson. Wallace with the layoff for Nolan. Agger striding out to meet that. McKenna's header. Nicholson back to Mwene. And on to Jones. Lucas with the interception. Riera. Now Carragher. He's been protected a little bit more in the last 10 minutes or so. He's been given a tricky examination by Wallace getting forward, but managed to keep him at bay. And Sua looking for a free kick but not getting one. Jones slips it inside to Nicholson. Now McKenna. Jones again. And Liverpool with everyone bar Torres behind the ball now. Now, keeper opts not to come for this one, leaves Hupia to deal with it. Parkin too far out the pitch for his manager's liking. Mwene's header clattered by Babel. Little doubt about that.
Well, he had to go and make a challenge, Babel, but he's late.
Here's Torres. Can he seal it? Still with Torres. Mwene gets a foot in. Gerrard coming onto it. Gerrard. Saved again by Lonergan.
Well, he must have laid on 4 or 5 chances for players today, Stephen John. He's even had 5 shots on goal himself. Absolute driving force of Liverpool.
Well, certainly the manager's decision to pick him for this has been vindicated. Wallace is in behind here. Had the opportunity to put it inside, only Parkin in there. Preston back in possession. Here's Billy Jones. Placed by Aurelio. Comes back out to McKenna, who hangs one up towards the back post. There's no flag, and the opportunity still might be there for Preston. Little nudge from Babel, they will get the free kick.
Well, that ball into Elliott was maybe a possibility of a good chance. He just gets on the wrong side of it. I think he misreads the bounce.
Well, they've given it everything second half, Preston North End. Can they take it to a replay? Wednesday, January 14th would be the day at Anfield. They'd certainly take it now. St. Ledger and Parkin towards the back stick. Wallace stands it up, Cavalieri comes, and that's a good take.
As the game has gone on, he's got a lot more comfortable, and he's caught a couple of good balls in there, Cavalieri.
There's a few schools of thought about Brazilian goalkeepers. Aurelio Gomez being one. Here goes Torres. He loves that little channel, doesn't he? And Cavalieri, a couple of shaky moments in the first half, but second half he's dealt with most things in the air pretty well. Nolan taking on Gerrard, and then Riera, and winning another free kick. And still they hope, still they pray that they can fashion an opportunity, one they can take. Heading towards 88 minutes played. Again, Parkin waits. This time it's Nicholson. It's not any better than some that have gone before. Liverpool looking to counter. Riera surging, Babel through the middle. It came off the heel of Ross Wallace. There was an offside flag in any event.
Riera failed to see the run of Babel, because at the time, when Babel sort of set off through that centre of the field, he was wide open. Riera just didn't lift his head up.
Well, still it's that man's goal. And at the moment has Liverpool in the fourth round draw. Jones held up by Aurelio. Looks to squeeze one through the eye of the needle to Parkin, who's taking on Agger. He stood and waited, and made the challenge his team needed him to. It wouldn't be a surprise if there was one more opportunity left in this game. Elliott's touch, Carragher's clearance. Mwene cleverly knocking it down to McKenna to keep his side in possession. That's asking too much of Sedgwick, though. We have had 6 substitutions. Preston will be looking for at least 3 minutes, if not 4, perhaps 5 to be added on. That will be the optimistic ones asking for 5. Gerrard comes right to Riera. Carragher away from home. Just a goal to the good, happy to go forward in support, but Riera going on himself. Looking for a free kick on the edge of the area, one that was never going to be given. Agger floats it forward, net by Mwene. It will be the 3 to be added on. And from Preston's point of view, let's go for bust now, no point in keeping too many back. And here they come, Nicholson on to Parkin. Lucas gets an important foot in, takes it away. Now Gerrard on to Torres. And Gerrard going on, but Torres might have fresh legs. Gerrard has covered a lot of ground though, and won't chase that one to the corner flag. Just over 2 minutes for Preston now, as Lonergan, not surprising, he goes right down the middle. Parkin gets a flick. Hupia committed himself, and Elliott was just looking to spin in behind. Header from St. Ledger. Hupia there again, he's been rock solid for Liverpool. Well, Deepdale packed to the rafters today. All generations as well, from the young to the old here. And their side have stood up to be counted second half. They just haven't found that goal they've desperately needed.
Well, that's what the FA Cup is all about. You know, young kids coming and enjoying, and it's been a tremendous atmosphere here today.
And since that cup win against Sunderland in '92, Liverpool have struggled at times against teams from one division below. Bolton in '93, Bristol City '94, Blackburn in 2000, Crystal Palace 2003, Burnley 2005, and of course Barnsley last season have all got the better of them. I think the indications were there from the off this evening with the side that Rafa Benitez selected. He was most definitely taking this one seriously, and some of the Liverpool supporters happy to exit the Bill Shankly Cup at Deepdale. They think they're there now, just the final few seconds to see out. Is there one more opportunity for Preston? There might be. What a good challenge from Carragher. Nicholson almost through. It's got to go in there now. McKenna to oblige. Away by Lucas. 20 seconds remaining. Is this the sealer? Gerrard is through. Torres is with him. Only Lonergan home. And Gerrard sets up Torres. He has returned with a goal, the simplest of goals, but a very significant one. It confirms Liverpool into the fourth round draw tomorrow. And Torres, his sixth of the season, all of them away from Anfield. He's back with a goal, and Liverpool have the win now.
Well, no offside. And certainly, how many players would have actually given a gift away like this to Fernando Torres? Knowing how important it is to see Fernando Torres back on the score sheet, Steven Gerrard gives everybody a real boost.
Unselfish from Gerrard, but the 7-time winners now are heading for the fourth round. Preston second half ultimately to no avail. They'll point to that disallowed goal from Sean St. Ledger perhaps as a real talking point, but ultimately it's the Premier League leaders who have gone through. They were given a fright in the second half for sure, but Benitez happy that they have progressed. Preston go out. Final score at Deepdale: Preston North End 0, Liverpool 2.
All right, thanks to Des and to David. I'm afraid we have to leave it there. Only time for me to thank Brian Little and Pat Dolan for their company this afternoon. Please join us again on Setanta Ireland as the FA Cup resumes with Gillingham against Aston Villa. Tomorrow we're back with you at 1. We also bring you Southampton against Manchester United. And on Monday night, the third round concludes with Blythe Spartans against Blackburn Rovers. Magners League Rugby comes next. It's Munster against Ulster. Not every Premier League club got it right today, but the big two on Merseyside are into the fourth round.
Cup of tea, full English, page 3. The Cryptic Milk.